Welcome to the Laugh Index Theater's Sketch Night. Or actually, technically, it's our Threes comedy show. You might be thinking, what does that mean? What is Threes comedy? Well, let me tell you, Kaz. We have three types of comedy tonight. We've got storytelling, we've got sketch comedy, we've got some musical comedy in there. It's going to be a good night. We've got, later on at the end of the show, we've got some stuff featuring Julie McNamara, our dear beloved friend Julie McNamara. She's got a Phantom of the Opera parody for us that we're going to play there at the end of the show. Phantom of the Opera closed, so that's sad, and we're mourning. And so Julie gave us this parody. But yeah, we are the Laugh Index Theater. You're watching us on YouTube. Thank you so much. Thank you for buying a ticket. It means the world to us. We got to shout out Kaylee Atkinson for being a donor. We got to shout out Mama Phillips for being a donor. And shout out to Caroline's friends who bought some tickets. They one of them typed, "How'd you hear about Lit?" and they put the Caroline Hibbert, and that's right. She is the Caroline Hibbert. Who am I, though? I'm Katherine Coleman. I'm the director of the team you're about to see. And you know what? I've been out of commission for like a month, and I want to just thank my team so much. These wonderful, wonderful people worked really, really hard to pick up the slack that I left, and And they put together the show. So a huge thank you to my team for just being the best people in the business and getting this together with or without me. I really appreciate it. So yeah, we're the Laugh Index Theater. We're technically based in D.C., but we're really in New York. Don't ask any questions. Yeah, so what you're about to see is a little bit of everything. Mostly sketch, though. When you like something, sound off in the chat. We'll put your little chats up on the screen here, and we can interact with you. You know, it helps us know what you like, what you don't like, but preferably mainly what you do like is what we prefer to know about. So yeah, we're gonna get the show started, but before we do, I want to give a quick shout out to our 3 biggest fans. Number 1 is of course Edward Lee. If you don't know who Edward Lee is, look at the comments on any of our YouTube videos. Number 2 is Mama Phillips. She's never missed a show. Shout out to Mama Phillips. And number 3 is Papa Kaz, or Kaz Sr. if you're nasty. And the reason I want to shout that out is because our first sketch tonight has a little bit of a backstory to it. And that backstory goes that Kaz's dad came to one of our live shows and he said to me, and I quote, "Here's a sketch idea for you," and then proceeded to tell me a traumatizing story of his childhood. And so I didn't write anything about that, but our dear friend Roxie Pell did write the sketch pitched by Kaz's dad. In a way, sort of, she wrote it. And that's our first sketch of the night. And I want you to go into it thinking about that. And without further ado, please give it up for the Laugh Index players.
Mind if I join you there, compadre?
Oh, sure.
Great. Cosmopolitan, hot, and put it in a man's glass. Name's Boris.
Oh, Dylan.
That's what I call a Sex in the City. So, Dylan, what do you do to pay rent?
I'm a comedy writer.
I just read a book, The Secret. Did you write that?
The self-help book from 15 years ago? No, I did not write that.
It's about how the 5 people closest to you have the biggest impact on your personality. You sure you didn't write that?
Yes, I'm sure I didn't write The Secret.
Changed my life. Convinced me to stop hanging out with my runt son. Anyway, big fan of your work.
That's not my work. I'm actually a comedy writer. You know, jokes, sketches, sitcoms, that sort of thing.
Sketches, huh? Like, Moby Dick.
Not really.
That whale just keeps swimming away. Gets me every time.
Yes, that is the plot of Moby Dick. Okay, it's more like Monty Python, Saturday Night Live, Seinfeld, you know, funny TV shows.
Oh yeah, like Game of Thrones. Everybody's banging the moms.
Yeah, okay, sure. Anyway, I'm gonna get going now.
Hey, Dylan. Here's a sketch for you.
Oh no, you don't have to tell me. I'm not looking for ideas.
My brother was murdered.
Oh, fuck.
The year was 1953. The streets weren't covered in shit like they are today. Me and my brothers, we were all packed into a tiny apartment in Old Jersey.
That's really interesting. I have to go meet someone.
Now my brother Leslie, it was a bad seed if there ever was one. Always a new hamster in the oven, if you know what I mean.
I'm not sure I do. Like, he microwaved hamsters?
Kaboom! We all knew Leslie would end up in the clink. Now he threw me off a roof when I was 16, so he landed himself a little vacation to the big house.
Right, sure. Jail.
Yeah, hey bartender, another one of these, and put a little pickle juice in there, sweetheart.
In the hot Cosmopolitan?
Affirmative. But make sure you heat up the PJ before you add it, otherwise it'll cool down the whole thing. Cold pickle juice. Hey, you ever write something about a bartender who doesn't know how to make a goddamn hot pickle, Cosmo?
I'm going to the bathroom. Excuse me.
Yeah, this reminds me of when I'd visit my brother Leslie in the Hooskow back in the day. Now there's a sketch idea.
How'd you get in here?
I sprinted.
Oh, okay.
Stallion of a man, my brother was. Had me picking up prostitutes off 8th Avenue for a conjugal visit.
I really don't want to be talking to you right now.
Yeah, the toots were everywhere back then. I'd be driving down the road, Hey, little man, they'd say, I'ma make you feel like Gene Kelly doing a tap dance.
None of these memories are sketch ideas. I don't think you know what comedy is.
Sure I do.
Check, please.
Here's a joke for you. When Leslie left the Iron House 13 years ago, those prosties were after him like mayonnaise on toast. He owed him a lot of money. Now it's time to pay the piper.
Okay, fine. Jesus. I'll write a sketch about your brother Leslie getting in trouble with a bunch of sex workers.
Hot diggity dog, now we're cooking. Hey, don't forget about the part where he got gawked by a gaggle of whores.
Sure, why not? Anyway, I have to go. My Uber's here. Good night.
Heading downtown?
What the?
Hey, here's a sketch for you. 50 years later, Leslie's dead, but the prostitutes have a taste for revenge. I gotta change my name to a Turkish psychic named Denise.
Since when are you an Uber driver?
Now there's a sketch for you.
Beautiful.
Come and knock on our door.
Come and knock on our door.
We've been waiting for you.
We've been waiting for you.
Where the kisses are hers and his, three's company too. Come and dance on our floor.
Come and dance on our floor.
Take a step that is new.
Take a step that is new.
We've a lovable space that needs your face, three's company too. You'll see that life is a ball again, laughter is calling for you. Down at our rendezvous,
Down in our rendezvous,
three's company too. Down at our rendezvous, three's company too.
High key, the funeral home business is in its flop era.
We get it. People are salty about spending guap on funeral services that aren't, well, serving.
Besties, we believe your loved ones deserve a funeral that absolutely slays. That's why we're the new content coordinator
And interim funeral director
at
Old Man Morrison's place, or as you know it, Greener Pastures Funeral Home and Mortuary.
I went through a conscious uncoupling with my last job after I said that pussy is bussin' on a Zoom call with a client.
And my boss wasn't here for me telling him, sir, this is a Wendy's, every time he asked me to do something. So we're here now.
As your Gen Z funeral directors, we'll make sure your dearly departed has a yassified experience from the morgue to the memorial service.
Forget that dusty ass suit your grandpa wanted to be buried in. Thanks to our partnership with Depop, we'll find a fit that will make his last OOTD his best ever.
No more looking busted at the wake. Great Aunt Helen's got a full face of Glossier on and nails exclusively from Chill House.
And while they're in their coffin serving looks, we're gonna serve the guests good vibes. We've curated a playlist full of bops that is for sure a mood.
Phoebe Bridgers, SZA, the Bad Recorder version of My Heart Will Go On. We've got it all.
Speaking of TikTok, we'll make one free of charge to capture the vibe of the service.
What did you do to my mom?
Chill, Boomer, we're not done yet.
Who are you? We want to speak to Jim.
Who is Jim?
The owner?
No cap, I think he moved to Florida like a month ago.
I'm downstairs.
Wait, do you think he's like unalive?
Who knows? But this lighting for sure isn't.
Facts. This light is giving me life.
That she's alive and serving! She's famous!
Come and knock on our door.
Come and knock on our door.
waiting for you.
Been waiting for you.
Where the kisses are hers and his, three's company too. Come and dance on our floor.
Come and dance on our floor.
Take a step that is new.
Take a step that is new.
We've a lovable space that needs your face, three's company too. You'll see that life is a ball again, laughter is calling for you. Down at our rendezvous,
Down in our rendezvous.
three's company too. Down at our rendezvous, three's company too.
Hi, I'm Nick Phillips, and I'm here to share with you tales from the days of old. Tonight's story takes place a long time ago, in the year 1999. I was 9 years old, and my older brother Ted was 11. We had set up a bench in front of our house and started our own candy store called Thingamabobs, where we were selling individual pieces of a Starburst for 5 cents each. Our first customers were the older boys from the house across the street. One of them offered to trade their candy for ours, and my brother accepted. I saw this and thought, oh, we can trade things too, not just sell them. As the day went on, business was booming, and our candy supply was dwindling. So Ted went to Costco to replenish our candy inventory, and he left me in charge of the store in his absence. I knew this was a big responsibility, and I wanted to do a good job to make my brother proud. The older kids from before returned and expressed interest in an audio cassette that I was selling. I told them, you could pay money or you could trade for it. Over the course of the day, we executed several trades. They traded me an action figure which had obviously been chewed up by a dog, and a block of ice from the ground which had a few grains of rice frozen in it, which they called birdseed. Then they presented a piece of dry pasta, which they said was an ancient macaroni from the tomb of King Tut. One of them said, give it to a museum and you'll get $1 million. I knew that such a valuable acquisition would make my brother very happy, so I accepted. When Ted got back, I told him what had happened, and strangely, Ted was not very happy. Ted told me, well, now we have to declare war against them. Then Ted told me the story of Block War 1, which started when the kids down the block stole 5-year-old Ted's plastic bowling set. Unfortunately, his foot-powered plastic car was too slow to break through their locked gate, so he lost that war. This new war would be Block War 2, and he named our new enemy the Ancient Macaroni Kids. But if you're fighting a war, you have to have a country. So, along with several of our friends, we founded the Fire-Breathing Dragons Club. It had nothing to do with dragons, that's just a name that we used to make ourselves sound more fierce against our enemies. Ted wrote the Constitution, and we elected him as our president. Thingamabobs stayed in business too. We even expanded the store to multiple locations, and also we started a museum called Thingamabob's Museum of Natural Hoaxes. Our biggest exhibit was the piece of ancient macaroni from the tomb of King Tut, which we displayed as an act of rebellion against the ancient macaroni kids. And when they saw this exhibit, they were very offended by it, even though they had told us to give it to a museum. The first battle of Block War II was the Battle of the Bike. While I was experimenting with a new vehicle, the AMK started laughing at me, so I let out my battle cry, "You're bad!" and then I ran over their feet. It was a hard-won victory, but at great cost because we lost a good man that day. Well, nobody died, but our friend Ryan moved to Florida and we never saw him again. The largest battle was the battle at the parking lot between our army of 6 members and a horde of 30 AMK. The AMK were laughing hysterically at us while we fired back at them with hot water guns chemically enhanced with the addition of dish soap. The battle ended with our victory, but again, at great cost. Nobody died, but Tommy's mom made him quit the club because she thought that clubs were like gangs. What a weird reason. From bikes, to hot water guns, to rubber band guns, we continued improving our weapons technology until the final battle, the Battle of the Shovel of Shit, which seemed to have taught the AMK their lesson, and we all learned to live in peace. 2 years later, the club was still living, and it had gained newer, younger members. And now that I was at the ripe old age of 11, Block War II was but a distant memory. Just as Ted had previously told me about Block War I, this time I was the one regaling the new generation with my war stories from my past. Block War II was forever immortalized as a glorious era in our club's history. War is a bad thing, though. You shouldn't do it.
Come and knock on our door.
Come and knock on our door.
We've been waiting for you.
We've been waiting for you.
Where the kisses are hers and his, three's company too. Come and dance on our floor.
Come and dance on our floor.
Take a step that is new.
Take a step that is new.
We've a lovable space that needs your face, three's company too. You'll see that life is a ball again, laughter is calling for you. Down at our rendezvous,
Down in our rendezvous,
three's company too. Down at our rendezvous, three's company too.
Welcome back to Is It a Review? You probably thought, this will be some nice background noise, but get ready, because you're about to be sucked in for 3 whole hours! Welcome to today's contestant, Corey. Corey is an aspiring influencer and hamster caretaker. All right, Corey, welcome!
Thank you. And to everyone at home, Fiskers, Stuart, Gerald, Fitzy, Mitzi, Annie, and, I know you're out there watching, so, thank you, and I love you.
Okay, just double checking. Are those your hamsters?
Yeah, follow us on TikTok at Gerbil.
Nope, not doing that. Corey, are you ready to play Is It a Review? We'll show you a text on the screen and you have to decide if it's a review or not. Don't be fooled, it's more difficult than it sounds. We'll then reveal the person behind the text. The more you guess right, the more gift cards you can win.
Wait, what kind of gift cards?
Ha! You wish you knew. Let's get started.
I felt amazing last night. All warm and snuggly, super feminine and romantic. I was living out my cottagecore fantasy and all eyes were on me. All eyes, except I found out my husband, who told me I looked pilgrish and strange. Well, he's my ex-husband now. No one will dampen my rose-colored light any longer.
So many adjectives. What do you think, Corey? Is it a review? Yes or no?
That's a tough one. It does sound like a novel excerpt or a longer New York Times love essay about a woman finding herself post-breakup, so I'm gonna go with the latter. It's not a review.
Oh, sorry, Corey. Wrong answer. Will the reviewer reveal herself?
No. There's no way that's a review, okay? There's no way somebody would share something so personal and sad.
Oh, Corey, you're in for a long day. Will reviewer 1 reveal herself?
Clearly you haven't worn a sweater like this. This is my review for a simply adorable sweater with a large frilly collar. I felt it was important context for other shoppers. I just love the way that sweater looked and felt. Goodbye 9 years of marriage! That sweater sealed the deal.
Wow.
No way.
And how much did that sweater cost?
Oh, it was a rental. This is a review for a rental. I already returned it.
So you're out one sweater and one husband?
But I'm living out my cottagecore dreams and making so much content. Follow me at...
Nope. Thank you. Moving on. Next up we have...
What, oh what can fill me up like the deep, deep warmth of his manhood's release? I feared nothing ever would again. That is, until I came across the power of a Yeti-heated beverage on a cold winter's day. I stared out onto the snowy mountaintops, cupped my hands around my Yeti mug the way I had his round, tender danglers so many times before. But this time, this warmth was for me, and me alone. The power of Yeti's heat is unmatched.
Whew.
Is it a review, yes or no?
I'm sorry, what was the question?
Okay, Corey, is it a review, yes or no?
I'm sorry, no, the review mentions Yeti several times, so it's like a weird review. I learned from my last one. The answer is yes.
Reviewer 2.
How kind of you. While I was raving about my Yeti, this is actually a comment I wrote on an Ask Women thread on Reddit. I'm such an avid poster that they made an exception for me. I just can't stop reminiscing about both my lovers. My Yeti keeps my bullet coffee hot, hot, hot. Just like...
Stop, please stop. I'll stop you right there.
These are so thoughtful. The next time I leave a review, I'm really gonna have to up my game.
Not the lesson of this show.
You gonna teach me a lesson?
I do not like where this is going. Let's move on to the final review in this round.
Okay, first, my alarm didn't go off because unbeknownst to me, my power went out, of course. So I'm already running late when I back out of the driveway and feel a thud. I'll think, is that the neighbor's dog again? I don't have time for this today. Then I realize I ran over a dang frozen iguana and those freaking spiky spokes punctured my tire. Just my luck, the temperature dropped rapidly overnight. My yard was a damn frozen iguana graveyard. That was the last straw. I was ready to end my day forever. Don't be like me.
Corey, is it a review?
No.
Reviewer 3, will you enter?
God, you idiot, this is a review for AAA batteries.
What are you talking about? You didn't even finish your thought.
I said don't be like me. Just get the AAA batteries ahead of time for your alarm so you can clean up the iguanas when they get there.
Jesus.
Don't worry, Corey, you can still redeem yourself in our lightning round. I'll read statements. You have to decide if it's a review or not. The more you get right, the more expired gift cards you can win.
What?
The clock is ticking. Gets the job done. I don't have to anticipate a thing. 5 out of 5 would recommend.
Finally an easy one. Yes.
No, it's a handwritten vow.
What?
Whoops, sorry, it ends with love you, honey.
Ugh.
The horses didn't accept me.
Yes. No. Maybe. I don't know anymore.
Yes, it's for a horse mask. Spoilers ahead, the rainbow fish is not a rainbow fish by the end. What a terrible lesson in spinelessness and bullying.
Yes?
No, this is a tweet by yours truly.
Wow. Hot take.
You own multiple hamsters.
Caretake.
Not a thing. Sorry, Corey, but you win nothing. Join us next time for Is It a Review?
That's it, I'm out of here.
Come and knock on our door.
Come and knock on our door.
We've been waiting for you.
We've been waiting for you.
Where the kisses are hers and his, three's company too. Come and dance on our floor.
Come and dance on our floor.
Take a step that is new.
Take a step that is new.
We've a lovable space that needs your face, three's company too. You'll You'll see that life is a ball again, laughter is calling for you. Down at our rendezvous, Three's Company 2. Down at our rendezvous, Three's Company 2.
What are you doing?
Eating soup?
No, not that. The whistling. Why can't you just blow on it like a normal person?
Because this is the best way. It's effective and musical.
Everyone is staring at us.
I don't know, I think they like it.
Where did those flowers come from?
The waiter handed them to me. Oh, look, it came with a card. You're making me wetter. Oh, it's from the soup!
You mean the guy making the soup?
No, I mean the soup. It's alive.
What?
Oh, I guess I forgot to tell you. Yeah, the soup is alive. Whistling lulls it to sleep. It's the only humane way to eat soup.
You're telling me this soup is alive?
Please don't eat me, miss. I'm too young to die.
All the de jures say that.
Why would you bring me here?
I wanted to impress you.
By cannibalizing soup?
It's not cannibalism. I'm not made of soup. Like, you eat sushi, right? Just think of this as really wet sushi.
Stop saying wet!
Please, I have a family.
Now it's married.
No, of course not. All the bowls are siblings and the big pot is the mama.
I can't eat this.
Just try it.
Help me! I'm the baby! I'm the baby!
Every new spoonful is a baby?
I guess. I never really thought about it.
What happens if you pour the spoonful back into the bowl?
Our consciousnesses merge and we collapse into a void of timeless existential pain. Where?
Why is the soup baby so eloquent?
Because it's courted death within seconds of being alive? The soup's fate is sealed. Whistle and put it out of its misery.
What other more shallow containers shall beget and condemn my progeny? Bravo! Bravo! Bravo!
That is good soup.
Alas, patrons, you do me wrong to ladle me discourteously, for I have nourished thee so long, boiling in my crockery. French onion and bok choy, clam chowder and udon. Every soup you eat's alive, and each spoonful of babies.
Happy Valentine's Day, babe.
That was last month.
Come and knock on our door.
Come and knock on our door.
We've been waiting for you.
We've been waiting for you.
Where the kisses are hers and his, Three's Company 2. Come and dance on our floor.
Come and dance on our floor.
Take a step that is new.
Take a step that is new.
We've a lovable space that needs your face. Three's Company 2. You'll see that life is a ball again. Laughter is calling for you. Down at our rendezvous.
Down in our rendezvous.
Three's Company 2. Down at our rendezvous. Three's Company 2.
I cannot believe you're gone. You gave me love of music. I was your sweet little Lottie, but if you saw me now, you'd be sick. I have such a complicated love life. This ghost haunts me and sings in my ear. A sweet, wealthy man is my biggest fan, but the phantom I do find dear. I have such an interesting predicament. I should go for the rich hot guy, but when the phantom sings, the heavens do ring. His tune makes me swoon and sigh. You were a great violinist, music you understood. But when it came to sin and lust, for sex talk you weren't that good. So what do I do, Dad? We didn't cover this in music lessons. Dad, how do I choose the right guy? Why do men bring such woe? I have such a complicated love life. My sexual longings confuse me so. Maybe I should, maybe I could just have a threesome with both. I must stop this mad love triangle now. I will pick one, I just don't know quite how. I must choose just one.
Come and knock on our door.
Come and knock on our door.
We've been waiting for you.
We've been waiting for you.
Where the kisses are hers and his, three's company too. Come and dance on our floor.
Come and dance on our floor.
Take a step that is new.
Take a step that is new.
We've a lovable space that needs your face, three's company too. You'll see that life is a ball again, laughter is calling for you. Down at our rendezvous,
Down in our rendezvous,
three's company too. Down at our rendezvous, three's company too. Down at our rendezvous, three's company too. Come and knock on our door.
come and knock on our door.
We've been waiting for you.
We've been waiting for you.
Where the kisses are hers and his, three's company too. Come and dance on our floor.
Come and dance on our floor.
Take a step that is new.
Take a step that is new.
We've a lovable space that needs your face, three's company too.
All right. right, that's our show, everybody. Thanks so much for watching. Thank you so much for purchasing a ticket. Our next show is May 24th. You can already you can go ahead and get a free ticket. If you get there early, you can get a free ticket at litcomedy.com. Go to events. You'll see it May 24th, and it'll be right here on YouTube. It'll be more sketch comedy for you, and you know, it might be featuring what's his name? Alan Stein. Alan Stein, get your audition in. Submit your packet. You said if you wrote the sketches, you would bring 50 people. Submit your packet. I'll let you know what I think. And maybe our sketches next month will be written by Alan Stein. We'll just have to see. But yeah, thanks so much for watching. Remember to like, subscribe, comment, etc. All these videos will be posted on our YouTube channel, Instagram, Facebook, etc. Throughout this month. So remember to give those a watch, like, subscribe, etc. Comment, blah, blah, blah. And again, thanks for watching, and we will see you next month.